Hello, this is Quan3217, bringing you an unboxing and pre-assembling of a new computer, Twilight 2.0. Now, the current Twilight 1.0, was built in 2014, in about April of 2014, out of top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art DDR3 memory. Unfortunately, this is about the last time the DDR3 memory was state-of-the-art, which means that Twilight became impossible to upgrade. Ryzen was closed to me, M.2 storage was closed to me, nothing was available. And so, what I'm doing for Twilight 2.0 is gradually upgrading it. But in order to gradually upgrade it, I need a good foundation. So what we're going to use for the foundation today is this Gigabyte 450M DS3H, and we're going to use this one mostly because it's cheap. It also claims to have good forward compatibility, because my plan is that I get the barest basic DDR4 Ryzen platform that I can, and then gradually upgrade every part of it. So what we've got then for the processor here is a Ryzen 3 3200G. You can see the sticker and label and stuff on top. Yeah, we'll let you read the barcode and everything. So, and we're going to assemble this along with 16 gigs of DDR4 into a computer. And we're going to follow the Linus method of using our convenient anti-static workspace, cleverly provided by the provider of the motherboard. Let's see, what else do we got in here? We got some packing material, we got the box, and inside the packing material we've got the I/O plate, very plain I/O plate, of course, and that's fine. And then we've got the one-page user manual. And the most convenient thing about this is the diagram over here that tells us where to plug in what. So let's get to it. Oh, we also got the CD then, yeah. So, and a pair of SATA hard drive cables, hard drive data cables, which we will need. So let's go ahead and open up the motherboard bag. I'm going to discharge ourselves. And you know, I am worried about this now, so I'm gonna plug in a case and discharge myself on its grounded surface. Case we're going to use for this is one that I've already had. This is Thermaltake 720V or something, some such thing like that. Can't see it. There's a corner of it. And then we'll get more into that when the appropriate time approaches. But there is a computer in it right now. One of the previous incarnations of Omoikane is inside of it. So we'll take care of that in a moment. So let's get you plugged into, we're going to put the case over on the other side. I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried. And I got friends on the other side. He thinks he got friends. Whoa. That's enough out of you. Okay. Grounded metal case touched. Now we feel better for opening up the motherboard here. So since we're going to eventually replace every single part of this, we're going to do our best to preserve the packing materials so that when the time does come, we can repack these things. So here's the back side of the motherboard and the front side of the motherboard. With our socket AM4 ready to receive. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is install the processor. We're going to carefully break the seal on this, but we are going to break the seal. So, come on, carefully, I said. By the way, has a nice little convenient window that we can see through it. Come on. Open sesame. There we go. There we go. Box is a little bit shredded, but we'll be able to repack it no problem. So now this being a Ryzen 3, it comes with its own cooler, and in fact that's what the majority of the space in the box is. I look at the processor itself, and it just comes in its nice little clamshell carrying case, along with all the manuals and stuff. Important, please read. Blah, 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 BIOS. They told me at Micro Center that the BIOS on this board was already okay. And I looked it up, and Gigabyte did upgrade the BIOS on this board a year and a half ago. So the question is whether this board was actually made more than a year and a half ago. So, and discharge again. So if we look at this thing, this one's a pin grid array. It's different from the last computer that I built, the Intel. Very carefully open it up. Have a look. We have one golden triangle up here and one golden triangle. It's not golden, but it is right there. So we pop open the ZIF socket, carefully remove the processor, being very careful not to damage any of the pins, because that would suck. Zero removal force. Pins lined up. Ooh, that is a heavy part. Triangles lined up. Now we will very carefully scooch it until it drops into place. Come on. There we go. Drops into place. Oh, and there is also a triangle marking on the motherboard itself, silkscreened onto the motherboard. Close the bracket, and the processor is mounted. Let's make sure to get a good look at the barcode and stuff on this. Okay, step one complete. Installation instructions. Probably should have a look at these. So, Okay, so we will, oh, there's a nice little window to our cooler. And we're just going to put a stock cooler in this one because we're not going to overclock it. We're not going to do anything particularly special to this thing. And there it is. Thermal pad already pre-installed. And it's looking pretty good. We have to take those screws out. I think we might have to take those screws out first. So we're going to pull the bottom of the packaging back out and put it back gently onto its nice landing pad, being careful not to mess with thermal stuff. So I think that we do need to remove those. And for that, we need a tool. We need a screwdriver. So we'll check over the, okay, make sure the motherboard's supposed to always turn off on the side. Okay, pin 1, apply this. Of course. Doesn't say anything about it. So we're going to unscrew all of these screws. You know what? We're going to go, it says go to Gigabyte's website for detailed installation, and we're going to do that. So while we're waiting for that, we see we have a Ryzen 3 sticker in here to go on the case. And we've got DDRs 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we got to make sure to get the banks right. We've got an M.2 slot, just like we expected, but we don't have a drive for it. We're going to use a normal externally mounted SATA SSD. We've got a system fan, an LED, front side audio, USB panel. Any more fan mounts on this thing? Oh, there's one, CPU fan. Okay. Come on, Gigabyte. Products. Motherboard, ultra durable, B450M. GSH3 V2. You are not a V2. There it is. Okay, specification, support. How about manual? Snore. You can hear the puppy gently snoring off in the background. Okay, installation precautions, yada yada, product, yada yada yada. Installing the CPU. Okay, channel A is DDRs 2 and 4. The black one and the other black one. And channel B is 1 and 3. So we want two of them next to each other. Yeah, so if you got two modules, you want them in 1 and 2 or in 3 and 4. Internal connectors, yada yada yada. So oh, reading is fundamental. Oh, it doesn't even say anything about the cooler attachment. But obviously, you can see here, little landing legs on this guy are screws, and obviously they need to go into these screw ports. So we will take these screws out. That's torqued quite a bit. Out you come. Ooh, and this becomes wiggly wobbly when that's taken out. I hope the back plate is not dangly. No, it looks like the back plate's pretty securely attached. The back plate doesn't even care about those screws. But the plastic bits up front are attached with those screws, so we got to be careful with that. And the last one. Okay, 4 screws out. Brackets are seated. We'll plug in the fan header while the fan's still out of the way. And then gently, carefully how are you even supposed to? I don't think those even belong. That looks right. Get in there a little bit. Okay, we're on one side a little bit. Diagonally opposite is in. They're sure making a lot of noise. Okay. I think that we're going to pause here for a moment. Well, maybe not pause, but Yeah, an AM4 is definitely not supposed to have okay. This one. We're going to do a little bit of research and come back here in a moment. If I figure out which one I'm supposed to watch, then I will make sure to provide a link for that in the description here.